Hello, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful celebration of two pretty incredible people. One right up front here with his family, and the other waiting in line for drinks. And is anyone surprised at all? Not at all. He's over there doing his thing, isn't he? Well, welcome, you guys. Thanks for being here today. It means a lot to be able to come together and just celebrate the two lives of these incredible men. Wow. I can't cry. It's the welcome, right? Some of you may not know, but when I started here about 6.5 years ago, I started as a faculty member in the business department. And so I got to get to know Dave right away. About 3 months after I was here, someone said something like regalia to me, and I didn't really know what the word meant. So I'm not from higher education, so I was like, regalia, what is that? I had to Google it, look it up quick. Then I knew what it was, of course. And I thought, well, somebody said I had to get some. I had no idea where I was going to turn for that. But then lo and behold, here comes Dr. Mitchell. And he came into my office and he said, Friedel, I was cleaning out some things, and I was thinking about who could use this regalia and who is small like my wife. And I thought of you. And every time I put it on, yesterday, the day before, every single time I wished that I could have known her. And I am so thankful to have known you. So thank you for thinking of me, and thank you for all that you did to grow me as a human being when I started. Even through my master's program, right? You were my professor and my coworker. I had to write really, really well or I would get fired, right? And you put up with me, and it was so great. It was a wonderful experience. I learned so much. You opened my doors and eyes and all sorts of things. And so I just am so thankful to the two of you for everything that you have done and contributed to this incredible community. So with that little bit, since I got to do the welcome, I get to tell my story. So I will pray for us, and then we will have lunch. So will you pray with me, please? Gracious and loving God, thank you for this day. Thank you so much for the incredible celebrations that this university is able to have. Lord, we just thank you, and we can feel your presence here on our campus. Lord, I lift up to you Dave and Mike right now, and I just pray that you would give their hearts peace and love, and that they would feel the joy that is coming from all of us. And Lord, I just ask that you would bless this food to our bodies and just be present in this room. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Who's dismissing tables? You are?
I'm going to give a little instruction. Okay, so we're going to, we have people on both sides. We're going to ask you to go out through the outer doors and come back in here. But in case you didn't see, in support of the science fair and many, many years of that, we have a special nitrogen drink station over there. So if you want your drink to kind of explode, be sure to stop over and check out the scientific drink experiment going on at this fine Methodist university. Okay, it's not alcohol. But anyway, it acts like that. So there are lots of opportunities as well for you to sign the books for Dave and Mike, and we'd encourage you to do that. We're going to take about 20 minutes or so and have our gathering of food and fellowship here, and then we will go into a little bit more of a fun and slightly formal program. And because, you know, we have sort of black and white and gray. Are you with me? You got to work with me here, folks, okay? Mike being black and white, and Dave really lived well in the gray, right? So any of you who know him know that he had this ability to sort of live in that space of tension in a brilliant way. So we'll start by dismissing sort of the front tables here. We'll let you go first, so Mike and Dave, and then we'll go from there. So thanks. Oh, okay, perfect. We're all going to go out that door and come through this door. So we'll let you go ahead and go first.
All right. think we're about to go on here. Right. I want to make sure the...
You can feel free to keep eating. We're going to be cutting the cake here shortly, and so throughout this part of the program, feel free to get up and grab a piece of cake or cupcakes, whatever you may enjoy. As is tradition here at Dakota Wesleyan, for those who retire, we create songs, and Mike Catalano is a master of producing songs that have familiar tunes but are adeptly crafted to resemble the characteristics of the various faculty that we are going to acknowledge. So, without further ado, we're going to ask Dr. Farney and Dr. Mitchell to come on stage, because it's a song together, and we will begin singing. There's some audience participation, correct, Mike?
Yes, there will be opportunity for audience participation. We'll let the gentleman be seated. So yes, actually 2 points of audience participation, no rehearsal required. Okay, I'll just yell really loud for you to start singing. The first will be a song that you know very well. And by the time we get to the end, you can sing the last line, and you will all know the last line, okay? So you can be seated. On behalf of all the people who are assembled here, I would merely like to mention, if I may, that our unanimous attitude be one of lasting gratitude for everything these gents have brought our way. And therefore I would simply like to say, thank you very much for the nearly 90 years of service for the blue. Computers were still new when you made your debut. You probably still remember carving tablets too, and all the sweat and blood that you have given, inspiring generations of the young to question and encourage them to do their very best. Thank you very, very, very much. Sing along. For these are jolly good fellows, for these are jolly good fellows, for these are jolly good fellows. And so say all of us, thank you very much for the decades as a cornerstone of all we do. When David first appeared, he was an engineer with a pocket full of note cards and something too. And all and riding roller coasters at the fair. The pints of blood you gave away, the love feast at the church. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the man with more white t-shirts than the sky has stars. There's one for every day, and costumes on display. Galileo, Isaac Newton, and Socrates, and lying on a bed of pointy nails, and driving Jody crazy at the fair. There's not a moment that is dull when he comes out to play. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the nicest old curmudgeons that there's ever been. They come to every play, games and concerts by the way. Everybody knows their generosity, and writing most of our longest memos, sharing all the wisdom of the years. So gladly we declare Thank you very, very, very. Everybody sing. Thank you very, very, very much. Well done, Michael.
So we just need you to stay here for a while. It was the summer of 1979 when a young Mike Farney arrived on the campus of Dakota Wesleyan University. He came as the grandson of an Irish laborer who toiled endlessly to support his family. His grandmother, a fervent believer in education, inspired Mike's father to get an education. Eventually, his dad secured a doctorate and inspired his future son, Michael, to arm himself not with the tools of a physical craftsperson struggling, but with the tools that would create a laboratory of the mind, that would build generations of leaders equipped to strengthen our communities and our world. You see, this pathway that Mike would take would require the tools of Galileo and Newton, of Aristotle and Euclid, of Aquinas and Rahner, of Crick and Watson, of Einstein and Hawking. And in the world of Dr. Michael Farney, this laboratory to build the mind was not going to rely on traditional recitation, lecture, and testing. Instead, he would stimulate every synaptical connection in the brain by creating experiences where students would immerse themselves in experiences that would leave a lasting impression on their understanding of complex topics. Inventive, imaginative, original, a one and only were words used by students to describe Dr. Farney's 40-year contribution to teaching at DWU. Now, outside of a few select Catholic universities, I am confident that DWU is the only place that has a physics mathematics professor whose 40-year wardrobe has also been black and white, albeit without the collar. And even on the hottest days, Mike still had on a white turtleneck. I believe it was for his 65th birthday that all of us on campus wore white and black, and it took Mike until 2 in the afternoon to realize we were there to celebrate his birthday. As you described in your letter of retirement, Mike, you were not awed by Dakota Wesleyan when you arrived. You told your family that you had landed a teaching position at a tiny college on the prairie, and perhaps you could make something of it. Indeed, Mike, you have. Though your first contract for teaching was for $14,100, and your first review from Dr. Helen Trimble highlighted your, at times, quote, obstructionist nature with regard to academic policies and classroom grading, everyone immediately recognized your deep passion for teaching and learning and your honest and authentic commitment to making science and mathematics relevant and relatable. While Dr. Trimble did recommend you receive, and she noted, critical mentorship from Dr. Mitchell, it appeared you had quickly adapted, although you have a note on the file attached to this recommendation that says, I'm a little bit more of an exacting scientist, black and white, you might say, whereas Mitchell, he's more the proximate engineer in the gray. You two still complimented each other, We know you like black and white, Mike. And Dave, we know you like to live in the gray. Whether it was the ever risky endeavor of trading in your black and white for a toga to reenact the trials of Socrates, and there were a few students who wanted to make sure you had something under that, to then sing and dance a routine to all of the trials of civilization, or if it was the dramatic lights out slicing of the cabbage in the fake guillotine for dramatic effect while reenacting the French Revolution, I am sure I was the only provost in America that signed off on a purchase order for a fake guillotine. Or if it was lying on a bed of nails while Dr. Catalano or Rod Brown took a sledgehammer to your gut, or flying off the merry-go-round in your attempt to teach centripetal force, you have been the embodiment of creative, experiential learning. And in addition to your tremendous work in the classroom, your instrumental leadership of the South Central South Dakota Science and Engineering Fair has put South Dakota science on the international map. Indeed, you have played an integral role in helping to turn something, quote, small and good into something slightly larger and much better. Your students described you in the following ways. Perhaps, ... no, definitely, the craziest teacher I ever had. But honestly, I learned more than I thought was possible in his class. Another said, he was a demonstration genius. I actually was excited to come to this 8 a.m. morning class in something totally unrelated to my major. The explanations of the topics mixed with the demonstrations really helped me retain and understand the material. Another, this man deserves every award DWU has to offer. His passion and dedication for his students is without question. In my opinion, Farney for president. Another, honestly, I don't think physics could have ever been my thing, but Dr. Farney's persistent support truly made me learn this content in a way that I never thought possible. His intelligence, ability to speak across disciplines, his, quote, never give up on me attitude, and his unquenchable curiosity inspired me. After 2 semesters with him, I am now headed to graduate school in mathematics and physics, not to become the doctor that I thought I was going to be, but to become a research scientist. And I know this is because Dr. Farney helped me discover a passion that I didn't even know existed. And one of your colleagues remarked on a tenure review application in the mid-'80s. If only all of our professors would work on their teaching as conscientiously and creatively as Mike Farney, we would have very few problems of student motivation and achievement. From the point of view of his teaching, he is a model. Dakota Wesleyan has indeed been fortunate to have his services. Our students have profited from his instruction and attention. Our institution has been stronger and more responsive as a result of his presence. He is a teacher who has left a lasting legacy on the lives of thousands of students. And Mike, indeed you have. Thank you for 40 years of learning, leadership, faith, and service in support of Dakota Wesleyan University. And I'll now direct your attention to the screen. That was the year of the skinniest Santa Claus. Thank you, Dr. Farney. On November 30th of 2018, Dr. Dave Mitchell stopped by my office with perhaps the shortest memo of my long tenure with Dave. It was not in outline or bullet form, and it did not even take a quarter of a page. Rather, it was 2 small paragraphs, 7 total sentences that shared his desire to retire from full-time teaching at Dakota Wesleyan. In that letter, Dr. Mitchell stated the following: "When I started here in 1972, no one, and certainly not me, expected that I would still be here 47 plus years later. Nor would I have expected to have such a wide range of opportunities to develop and contribute. My experience reinforces my belief in the role of deep commitment as a key element in a fulfilling life. I trust that I have appropriately modeled learning, leadership, faith, and service in ways which have positively impacted the lives of students and colleagues. Well, Dave, I've taken some lessons, and your tribute requires more than 7 sentences and a quarter of a page or 2 small paragraphs. So allow me to begin in paragraph outline form, the memo of your 47 years at Dakota Wesleyan. Now, Dave and Ann Mitchell arrived at Dakota Wesleyan in the fall of 1972 at the urging of Boston University colleague and then newly appointed Dakota Wesleyan University president, Don Messer. According to Don, he needed Dave for a couple of years to get a few things on track, and then he could go back east. Much to both of their surprises, Don was the first to leave, and Dave decided to call Dakota Wesleyan University home for 47 more years. Dave was originally hired to teach ethics at DWU and to lead the university's core program. But over the years, that position morphed multiple times. And so, ironically, while Dave was never real fond of adapting to changes in fashion, witness the skinny tie that has lived for 47 years, he was adept at adapting to new roles at the university. He changed positions as often as Mike changed costumes in adapting to new roles here. During his time here, he has served as director of the core program, institutional researcher, interim director of academic affairs, advising coordinator, chief financial officer, budget manager, workload evaluator, transcript decipherer, articulation agreement liaison, faculty member in business, economics, religion, political science, nonprofit administration, social science, public policy, ethics, research methods, and sociology, and I'm sure I might be missing a few. Today, we would call Dave a Renaissance faculty member, someone with an ability to be a utility player teaching across disciplines, to recognize the deep interconnectedness between disciplines and leverage that to enhance student learning. Dave adapted like an academic chameleon as a means of honestly keeping this university running. His dedication to this institution has been nothing short of remarkable. But his genius went well beyond the operational endeavors described above. Arguably, Dr. Dave Mitchell's greatest legacy in the past 47 years has been his ability to challenge students to think deeply about what they value most and the assumptions they make. His classes, well known as some of the most challenging on campus, prepared countless generations of students to be more thoughtful leaders, more engaged community members, more politically active volunteers, and more oriented to serving others. Dave's attempts to help students delve deep into what they believe, to help them see alternative perspectives, and to propel their passion into actual civic engagement left a legacy on all whom he encountered. I strongly believe that all of us who have benefited from Dave's wise counsel are more thoughtful leaders because Dave invited us to think about an issue from an alternative perspective or offered us a counterpoint we hadn't considered and made us thoughtfully consider the implications of our decisions. Dave's best gift to our students and our university has been his ability to model civic engagement with authentic listening. A deep blue Democrat, Dave never let his political persuasion drive his teaching. Instead, he invited students to consider their political values and challenged them to engage with vigor a good argument. While at Dakota Wesleyan, Dave built curriculum for the Common Core, led countless faculty initiatives, advocated for equitable workloads, raised funds for notable causes, sat for hours with accounts receivable sheets figuring out how to balance the university budget, addressed significant issues within the advising system, created individualized majors for transfer students, all the while championing higher education, student learning, and academic excellence. In a recommendation letter that accompanied Dave's portfolio for his tenure, his recommender noted the following: Dr. Mitchell is personable, relates well to other people, has a proven capacity to communicate as a teacher, is committed to Christian values, participates in current social movements and causes, and is generally seen as a strong leader among his peers. But he has a fiercely independent mind and shows not only analytical prowess, but strong constructive ability. He is a person of outstanding promise, and one we should hope to retain here for years to come. Indeed, Dave, that promise has proved true in countless ways. From the classroom to the boardroom, to the faculty meetings, to the love feast, to the state Democratic Board, to the church sanctuary, Dave, you have been at the center of activity, riding a roller coaster of opportunities as a means of improving humankind. Now, when Dave came in 1972, Texas Instruments had just introduced the TI 2500 data math calculator at a cost of $149. What was impressive about this machine in 1972 was that it could add, subtract, multiply, and divide faster than the slide rule. Fast forward to 2011, just to give you the trajectory of Dave's time. Dave took the lead in the business department, offering to deliver one of the first online courses in the department, from the TI 2500 to the iPad. He'd still say he likes the pocket holder and pocket calculator. As many of you are aware, Dave Mitchell has an affinity for roller coasters. And when he turned 80, on the urging of Dr. Vincent, we celebrated Dave Day, where we went to Valley Fair and rode roller coasters. Now, you don't have to have a doctorate in literature to see how roller coasters could be a metaphor of Dave's life. But for Dave, it's more than riding a roller coaster. It's how he seeks them out. It's how he actually relishes them. It's how he maintains calm amid the downward drops and the ups and the downs. And so he says, we're going to go on the first cart, Amy. And I said, Dave, you have to understand, I don't choose to go on roller coasters unless 80-year-old men ask me, okay? This is not my highest, thrill experience. And frankly, I'm kind of motion sick. And those of you who have flown with me know this is really not my forte. So I'm in the roller coaster with Dave. I am nervously chatting, praying boldly that I don't lose my lunch on my senior faculty member here. And we're going to the top, and he has this real calm, and he said, now what happens here is we reach a point in the acceleration curve, and I'm just like, Dave, shh. I'm going to go into Lamaze breathing to make it through this for you, okay? We survived. We have a great picture of this. But the metaphor here is apt because Dave had an ability to stay calm, stay collected, stay cool under pressure, and no matter what happened in the course of the university, whether enrollment was up or enrollment was down, fundraising was good, fundraising was bad, faculty were upset, students were upset, whatever it was, Dave came at it with a problem-solving mindset, with an ability to just say, we can work our way through this. And he rode that roller coaster in a remarkable way for 47 years. And all of us can take lessons from that. Countless students, faculty, families, and friends have been indelibly marked by knowing you. We are a richer institution because of you. And I speak on behalf of all of us here when I say you've been a friend, a mentor, a colleague, and all of us are better because of our relationship with you. Thank you for your dedication, your sincerity of keeping intellectual curiosity and social engagement at the center of your teaching. And thank you for your ability to teach all of us that there will always be roller coasters we haven't seen and we haven't tried, and we should embrace them. And collectively, we are better off trying the roller coaster and seeing how long we can make that ride last. Thank you for 47 years of service to Dakota Wesleyan University. And I'll direct your attention to the screen. So I dare say we can give you the mic one more time, if you'd like to offer any thoughts or words.
My daughter Nancy asked me if I was going to have to say anything, and I said, I hope not. I would say I'm speechless, except my wife is looking down saying, yeah, right. I think what I would simply say is this has been a wonderful ride, and I've enjoyed it particularly because of the colleagues that I've had to work with, including all of you guys, and especially Mike. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. I have a little more. I have a story that not even the knowledgeable A. Novak has been able to get out of me. So here it comes. Your mad physics professor had a twin. Yeah, 50 years ago, he roomed with a guy who loved chemistry. We sought master's degrees in science, which would qualify us for work in the Silicon Valley. To graduate San Jose State and become a humble teacher in the Valley just wasn't done, but we too would. Now, physicists may be mad, but chemists are insane. My friend headed for high school, forget I mentioned him, and the physicist married, and at this point, Linda, would you please stand? Thank you. This person makes every day possible. And by the way, we will celebrate our 50th wedding anniversary on the 28th day of December of this year. Wedding anniversary. So I pursued a doctorate and planted myself here. Now, before I arrived, where is it? Amy, could you do me a favor and would you kindly pick that up? Thank you. I cannot teach without props. I always have to have a prop. Before I arrived, I received a Dave Mitchell memo. Now, this was a scary document for a young professor starting out. What if all the professors here wrote like that? What would they think of me? I thank my lucky stars. I was hired to teach math. Dave, you were called a Renaissance man, even in those early days, the genuine article, but Dave, there's a flaw here. You never dressed up like one. Well, I can't say how grateful I am for this forgiving school allowing me to get away with all the stuff you just saw. My life here has been such fun. But everyone here has just seen what happened to me. So, all right, this is especially for a too young woman, very young in my book. What happened to the chemist? Well, is that my telephone? Is that my cell phone going off? Oh, I'll just say that I always answer my cell phone in class. I do. It is. Hey, don't do that. It's for my girlfriends. Cardholder services. And the gal is always reminding me to pay off my student loan. And I tell students that right in class, and boy, do they blanch. I can't resist a prop. I'm sorry. But just two more lines will do it. My roommate never married. The chemist taught for longer than I did. He sent thousands of pupils to prestigious universities, and he now lives in a nursing home, still able in mind, but not in body. Lee Allen Wilson, if you ever hear this, an amazing thing has happened. 2 young men fulfilled their dreams. We instructed many, and our day is done. Thank you.
Okay, so at this point in time, we have 2 gifts here for Dave and Mike. We also have the booklets, which have legacy stories from students and faculty and staff that have worked with you over the years. Those are yours to keep. Our Board of Trustees shared gifts with them as well. For those of you who know a little bit, one of the delights I have is late at night, when I'm not able to sleep because I got 100 things rolling through my mind, I quilt. And so I've created a quilt for both of you that I think is emblematic of each of you. One's a little bit more black and white, and one's a little bit more gray, blue and white actually. So at any rate, we'll give you those, and then all of you are just free to greet Mike and Dave. There's cake over here, cupcakes. Please take some and enjoy the rest of your time here. But thank you for being part of a community that recognizes, values, and instructs in the way that you do. And I appreciate all the ways in which you've contributed to the lives of both of these individuals. And I think we can all collectively say we're better having known both of you. So thank you for your service. You can open them up.